1967, 40 years ago this year, the Wolfenden Report legalised homosexuality, and Abbey's film took us back to 1952, when gay men and women had to go to the most ingenious lengths to conceal their sexuality, and they did it with great bravery. And that film, I think, saluted not just their ingenuity but their courage, and it was a very heartwarming film, and it reminded us of all of our history and heritage, particularly in this year, 40 years on from Wolfenden. So that was a remarkable film, but actually they were all remarkable, and as a London journalist I was very flattered to be invited to this festival. I've never judged a gay film festival before, I've never judged a film festival before, but I hope I'll be invited back, because, you know, the Irish Film Festival, I think, is going to become an established part of the arts calendar, and I think they'll be beating their parting from London to report on it, and so they should, because it's a tremendous achievement, I think, in its first year.
What are you actually looking for, in a good short film?
I think the importance is the film itself. It's not the subject matter. It's the way the storytelling happens, the way that somebody can conceive of something in a very short time and actually be able to have beginning, middle and end. And that sounds cliche, but it means that they've got something to say and they're passionate about it. And they're using the visual medium to work for them. So it's not about telling us what's happening, it's about showing us what's happening.
The $50,000 is a very large prize to win for a short film, and seeing that the £25,000 is meant as a budget for another short film to be shot in the UK is quite a large budget. So there's a lot you could do with that. I mean, you could actually make two, films, or you could make one very extravagant film. You could bring over a name Hollywood star for that kind of money. Well, okay, maybe not that, but there's a lot you can do with that. It's a very generous prize.
In terms of international importance, how would you rate, or do you think it is important to filmmaking?
I think sadly it's really important that we still have issues about representation about gay people, and therefore a festival that actually focuses on gay people and gay lesbian lifestyle and transsexual lifestyle is really, really important, because actually it focuses the mind on both the subject matter but also representation. In a great world, in an even world, we wouldn't have to do that. But it's really important, and I think it's really important too that not only issues of representation but also behind the screen as well, because there's a huge amount of prejudice still about people of gay, lesbian, transsexual backgrounds getting into the industry. So the festival is absolutely unique and important in driving that forward.
And I think it's fantastic this is happening in Wales, particularly. Cardiff is like a city that has made itself over into a new, much more diverse culture. And it's the Iris Prizes in Cardiff and Wales is exciting development, and I hope that they go forward from strength to strength. The fact they're putting money into production as a prize is really important, because there's so little funding out there, and I think potentially this could make a huge difference.
I think it's very significant, and I don't think we fully recognise that yet, in that there has been a whole number of film festivals going on throughout the world for many, many years, particularly lesbian gay film festivals, but nothing has been done on this scale by saying we need to actually give some merit to all these filmmakers that are struggling in their different ways and expressing themselves in different ways at these various festivals, where, yes, they get an audience to watch the films and they get hopefully a sympathetic reaction to those films, but it's wonderful to give them some merit, award of merit to the end product. And I thank the fact that we've set up the first Iris Prize here in Cardiff.
First year of the festival, you, as we know, you have a 17 odd years of background experience of running film festivals. Does it still surprise you how many people turn up from all parts of the globe to Cardiff?
Yeah, festivals by their nature are extremely local generally. Most festivals on this planet anyway would tell you that 70-80 if not 90% of their audience is derived from a local catchment area, and that the international element is a small but significant element. I've been extremely surprised and pleased with the Iris Prize Festival in that we're sort of bucking the trend. And what we found for the first year anyway is that the international interest, I think, is slightly higher than we anticipated. And on that basis, yes, it is pleasing to see so many here. You know, and also the fact that, you know, these filmmakers, you know, some of them are sort of, this is kind of a part-time job for some of them. So to actually, you know, spend their sort of hard-earned cash on a flight to the UK, and to spend a few days here and take time off work and stuff, you know, we really kind of are indebted to them really for coming, and of course by being here it just makes the whole thing far more exciting and far more interesting.
It may be a bit of a cliche hetero question, but why do you still need gay film festivals to fit here?
I think it's actually Christopher Ratsu, who was at the producers forum yesterday. He came up with a really interesting kind of an appropriate phrase for it. He said it's not kind of ghettoising, because you could think that a gay and lesbian film festival is going to ghettoise gay cinema, but instead it actually builds a kind of community sense. It builds a sense that that certain things are universal, and like I said, Pariah is probably the right film to have won, because I think that did it most of all. That kind of ticked that box most of all, the idea that you community build, you emphasise the fact that these stories can be universal, that they can apply to more than just their intimate setting, and cross certain kinds of borders. So these kind of festivals, they're important because there isn't a great platform for gay cinema, full stop, and there isn't. So they provide a platform for that. They also provide an opportunity for openly gay filmmakers to be able to get their work seen, because there are still certain glass ceilings there. But in addition to that, they enable a kind of a community thing to build up and to be able to then branch out, and for the ideas that generated within a gay community to be broadcast further. So I think it does go beyond just a kind of gay and lesbian setting, and it does kind of build a community. Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that the award has gone to Pariah. It kind of confirms that the jury knew what they were doing, in that they reflected more the attention that Pariah has already received. So I think Iris is basically, Iris has done well this year. And you don't have to be a friend of Dorothy to be a friend of Iris. It helps. Oh.
Did you have a good 3 days?
I did. I loved it. It's been the best festival I've been to, really. I love the intimacy, the fact that we're staying with lovely family in the homestay, and the intimacy, just having it in 2 venues in Chapter and Cineworld, really allowed us to get to know other people within the festival. And yeah, it's just been wonderful, really.
Remember, you don't have to be a friend of Dorothy to be a friend of Iris.